What's up, everybody? Today I have an exciting story to tell you. This is how I stole $560 from the stock market. So the story starts with this ETF called RSX. It basically gives US investors exposure to Russian stocks, and it might be in energy or in mining or whatever it is. I don't really know. So around February of 2022, this guy, Mr. Putin, wanted to invade Ukraine. So that really caused a panic among investors. People who hold Russia stocks, they know, oh my goodness, I gotta get out of there. So they started selling off their holdings in the Russian stock market. And that in turn translated to the ETF value decrease in RSX. Meaning, because basically the ETF holds Russia stocks. If those stocks decrease in value, this ETF will also drop in value. It was so bad, it went from, I think it was trading around $25 all the way down to below $10 in just 10 days of trading, which is absolutely bonkers. And as a technical trader, that situation caused my heart tinkling. I was so excited to start fishing at the bottom, meaning that I was expecting a bounce due to the technical nature of stock market, meaning that if it becomes too oversold, no matter how terrible the actual fundamentals might be, there will be a technical rebound that gives an opportunity to make a quick buck. So that really got me started to looking at that ETF, RSX. And here is basically what was happening at the time. People in Russia are selling out their stocks because they want to have cash at hand in case of emergencies. And that really just drops in value. When you have a lot of people selling their stocks, that decreases the value of the asset. And the ETF, the RSX ETF, which has exposure to the Russia stock market, also decrease in value because those Russia stocks are no longer worth as much as before. And that caused a decrease in value. So we get A, people selling, but B, you also have short sellers coming in. Short sellers, they smell blood in the water. And they come fishing, they come sharking around, they start looking for opportunities to make some money, and they started shorting the stock as well. And guess what? US investors who don't have access to the Russia actual stocks, they actually have to find ways in the United States to gain exposure. And one of the ways they do it is via ETF, the RSX ETF. And there are multiple ways to short. You can actually start shorting the actual stock, the ETF itself. By using shares, like borrowing shares and selling it. And another way is that you buy this thing called options, put options, which basically guarantees you a right to sell the stock at this particular price. And that's where the short sellers initiating their short positions by selling stock and buying puts. So March 1st, 2022, I decided to start a long position on RSX. And because the stock has fallen so much and the volatility is so high, I decided to sell put options on the stock. So options are basically like insurance to protect investors from price movements of the underlying stock. And what I did was I decided to sell put options. So I'm offering an insurance policy to other people saying that, hey, if the stock goes down, I'm gonna buy the stock from you, so you are protected. Because from my perspective, I think RSX is fallen so much that it has to have a bounce. And when it goes up, I can buy the insurance from other people back at a cheaper price. So what I did basically was I sold 4 contracts total. And for those 4 contracts, I was able to receive $560 in premium. It's basically people paying insurance policy for $560 to me. And in exchange, I was offering them protections for any time if the stock falls below $8 and $7, I'll buy shares off of them. And at this time, remember the scenario. The scenario was that people who are panicking, they sold their stocks, their Russian stocks, and that caused RSX to fall. And there are other people who are also speculating, shorting the stock, whether by borrowing or buying put positions. So I think most of the time, my put options are bought by speculators who expect the stock to go down even more. And that day, the stock closed around $8.25. I was beginning to worry because if the stock falls below $8, that option's basically in the money, and therefore the people can exercise the options, and I'll have to buy the shares off of them. The next day, hoping for a rebound, the stock opened at $7.50. And I was just mentally boom. My mental state was like this: I'm bankrupt. And the next day, March 3rd, the stock closed around $5.60. So my entire position, RSX position, was already down $1,000, even though I collected $560 in premium. And the next day, the stock opened around $5.40. And over the next couple of days, the stock covered around $5.50, around that level. And over that weekend, Russia announced that they are halting all stock activities. I think they did an opposite of Robinhood. They basically forbid the sell button, so nobody can sell any stocks in Russia exchange. And because of that, the RSX ETF was also halted here in the United States. Since everything was halted, the stock was halted, and therefore the actual options are also halted. So no one can buy or sell options. All they can do is exercise. At this time, the stock was trading around $5.65, as you can remember. And my options were at $8 and $7. So it's way in the money, and I just expect them to actually exercise those options anytime so they can sell their shares to me. So the option that I sold were expiring on April the 14th. So I basically had a month and a half left. And I was just expecting them to exercise those options anytime so they can sell their shares. And as the days went by, no actions. I didn't see any change in the positions that I had, nothing. So I waited and I waited and I waited. And as April 14th approached, I haven't heard anything from anyone about exercising the options. Finally, that week, I received this email. The email basically explains that due to the nature of the halt, any options that are in the money will not be automatically exercised. Meaning that if you want to exercise the options that you have that are making a profit, you'll have to reach out to the brokers and ask them to exercise them for you. And second of all, if you don't have those shares, meaning that you just put positions hoping to speculate on a downfall of RSX, you have to start a short position on the stock, meaning that you have to borrow the stocks that you don't have and sell it to the other party and pay a borrowing cost. And that borrowing cost is currently at 46% per year. So to condense it and summarize it, basically the option holder, if they have shares in their position, they can just decide to sell that shares to me at $8 per 100 shares. But if they don't have those shares, they can start borrowing those shares and start a short position and sell them to me. The whole point of short selling is that you can buy back at a lower price. Yes, the current price is around $5.50. And they can sell it to me at $8, so they can basically make $2.50 per share. And I sold like 300 shares at $8, so that they can make quite a bit of money, about $750. But guess what? Because the entire RSX is halted, even if they short the shares, they cannot buy it back. It just became, and they have to pay a borrowing cost to hold those short positions every single day. And you never know. You don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows when the stock market in Russia will open back up again. And that's what is such a dilemma for them. And they're in a pickle. And finally, today, April 15th, yesterday was April 14th, the expiration of the 4 contracts that I sold for $560. Today, I woke up, checked my email immediately, nothing. No messages from my broker saying that I have been assigned 100 shares, 200 shares, however many shares of RSX. Nobody assigned me anything. So I basically stole $560 from the stock market. I'm rich! If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, subscribe. I love sharing stories like this, and it's absolutely fantastic that I pull off a heist of the century. I'm very proud of myself. I'm very, very happy. I'm gonna go celebrate tonight, and hopefully you will subscribe, like, comment the video. Thank you.